Hello Year 9, I'm Miss Vaughan and I'm going to talk to you about GCSE Photography at Westfield Academy. This is a new GCSE that we're offering at Westfield and we're really proud of our students. It is a great course if people are considering something that is both practical and theoretical. This is the outline of the course, and in this video I'm going to go through the outline, how you're assessed, strive in our subject and showcase some really successful examples of what your portfolio could look like. This is the photography outline of our course. In Year 10, you will complete 3 projects. One is a scholars journal and skill-based. One is the history of movement through photography. And in the summer term, it is a mock exam paper. In the autumn term, it is skills focused and it is teacher led. Lots of us will arrive in Year 10 knowing different things about our cameras. We need to all create a basic level of skill so that we can move forwards and create success in the rest of the course. These skills that we will teach in workshops are based around the formal elements of art and photography. They include things like focus, aperture, resolution, shutter speed and light painting. This portfolio is a digital portfolio, as are all our portfolios in photography. So you will need good IT skills and a successful use of your Chromebook. Photography is a big responsibility, to remember your camera every lesson and to remember to update your scholars journal at home and in lesson time. The autumn term is a great way to start practicing those skills. In the spring term, we move into a project called the History of Photography, looking specifically at movement. We create a timeline and we look at artists and photographers in depth. We study 6 or 7 different artists and photographers during this term, and you will select your most successful photographer workshop to create a final outcome and project from. In the summer term of Year 10, we complete a mock exam style paper, which gives you the opportunity to lead your own project. You will choose your exam title, you will create a mind map and that research, you will create a copy and edits and tests to do with your artist and photographer, and you will practice those skills working towards a final outcome and reflection. In Year 11, we will study our final coursework project. At the end of the portrait project at the start of Year 11, you will have completed 60% of your grade. The exam unit at the end of Year 11 is worth 40%. These are our assessment objectives in photography. They are exactly the same as the ones in art. AO1 is develop, AO2 is refine, AO3 is record, and AO4 is present. Each of these 4 categories is worth 24 marks, and they are about contextual studies in AO1. It's about decision making and taking successful photographs in AO2, and it's about the refinement process of those photographs. In AO3, we are selecting purposefully and we are documenting our whole process of photo taking and editing using annotations on our slides. In AO4, the present assessment objective is not only the end of the project, but all the way through, developing your work as planned, creating that mature and sustained project with that evaluation and analysis to realise your intentions. GCSE Photography is assessed using these levels: minimal, some, reasonably consistent, confident and highly developed, and exceptional ability. This assessment rubric is always given to students at the start of the course, so you can learn exactly what you're being assessed on and how to improve across the 2 years. What does Strive look like in photography? Scholarship. Presentation and clear layout is so important for student portfolios. We work hard to produce practical photographs and write our annotations academically. Teamwork. Classes often take part in group critiques and evaluations, talking about and analysing their own and others' work. We also work in groups to take photographs, being each other's live models. So this is really an excellent GCSE for people who are confident in front of and behind the camera. Resilience. Students work on a digital portfolio that counts towards 60% of their grade over 2 years before they complete the final exam unit 40%. Integrity. Students select their own specialism in photography with teacher guidance and are in charge of their workload. You will be given feedback to select your most successful workshop and move forwards from there. Tutorials are a big part of the photography course. Versatility. Students are required to work on their slides at home each week. Empathy. Different materials require different skills. Showing compassion with new techniques that we're learning is challenging, but is also key. We strongly recommend that students have their own camera, a 4000 DSLR Canon, but this will be a meeting and an opportunity for you to work with the department if that's not possible. This is a successful GCSE Photography Year 10 portfolio so far. This is an example of Term 1 in Year 10. We are learning how to hold our camera, how to lay out our slides successfully, how to annotate in detail and describe the process of taking our photographs, and how to showcase those skills. These are examples from more of those workshops in the first term. At the bottom you can see examples of light painting, and in the top you can see examples of resolution using those formal elements: line, shape, colour, form, texture, pattern, space and composition. All of our lessons have a practical and a written element. These are examples from the second term of a Year 10 photography portfolio. This is an example of our artists and our photographers that we're studying, for example here Louis Daguerre and John Deacon, moving into students taking their own photographs based on that photographer and editing them into that style, working from dependence into independence. A great deal of support is given to analyse your photos. For example, the slide in the top right gives you a really clear breakdown of how your annotations should comment and discuss the success of your images. This is another example from Term 2 and a really good example of our pinhole cameras. Students will make their own pinhole camera and develop their own photographs using darkroom, chemicals and photography skills. We do a mixture of darkroom and digital editing on the course. The facilities we have available at Westfield include a bespoke darkroom, 2 dark areas for preparing photo shoots, a series of adjustable lights, and a photography suite with computers set up for quick internet. Students during this course must also demonstrate the ability to use photographic techniques and processes appropriate to students' personal intentions. For example, lighting, viewpoint, aperture, depth of field, shutter speed and movement, chemical and or digital processes of development. Students must use media and materials as appropriate to their personal intentions. For example, they could use these through film, photographic paper, chemical or digital processing, and graphic media. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to come and find myself or Mr. Evans, and thank you very much for your time. We look forward to greeting you in photography.